I'll tell you a story real quick that's kind of the same. When I opened up my own school, I had a bunch of kids in there who were young. They were middle school age, actually a little bit younger too, about 10 to 14 years old. They were waiting for rehearsal to start, which I think was 3:30, so they might have gotten there at 3 or 2:45, and they were welcome in my school to hang out. Well, back then, my building was right next door to a landscaping company. And it's kind of confusing. Our doors, it's not, you wouldn't really know which company is which unless you carefully read the doors. And normally my door was locked. It was a sunny day, and in came this man with no shirt on, opened the door, and went not running, but very quickly moved into the center of the school, right near the kids. It happened in 3 seconds, probably not even. He had no shirt on. It was the summer, and he had all the tattoos going, and he smelled, and he was out of his mind. I knew right away he was out of his mind. Now, I'm not close enough to the kids to, if this guy wanted to harm them with a weapon, I would not have been able to save one of them. I was too far away. But I ran quickly, and I got in front of him, and this is kind of the fun thing about being big. I'm not huge. I'm no Shaquille, but I'm a big guy. He was not big. Now, this guy had a beef with the landscaping company. He didn't know that we were a singing school. So he's coming in with his big bravado, and it's scary, man. When you work with kids, you don't see this energy. Nobody is doing threatening, physical, tattoo, I'll kill you kind of attitude. No one's doing that near kids. That's the world I live in. So as he comes pushing through, I realize something is really wrong. I'm behind a door, but my door is open. I'm in my office, and I could see this happen. So I rush out, and I get right on him. And I don't, this is a very hard thing to explain, but I'm so sensitive to young people or people that I immediately don't want them to see something they don't have to see, which would be chaos, aggression, violence, physicality, threats. I don't want any of that to happen. And this is all in a millisecond. I have to decide how to do this. So I get myself in front of him. He's a little confused because he can't see. He's like, there's no lawnmowers. There's pianos and kids everywhere, and he's definitely on drugs. And he's not sure what's going on because he seems like he's realizing he's in the wrong spot. And I get right up on him. I use my size and my arms, and I become huge. I would never do this to a person because it's very intimidating, and it's just scary if I want you to be scared. But I had no other option, and I had to be quick with this. So what I did was I shooed him. I got real big with my body and my arms, and I started to out-volume him, and I started to say just really crazy stuff. I won't repeat it. It wasn't swearing, but kind of mocking him, controlling him. I knew I could confuse him, and I used my hands and my shoulders, and I kind of like a football player, just pushed him right back out the door, shut the door behind us, where now the kids can't see anything. And everything I just talked about right there, that was about a total of 7 seconds. But what it did to my internal protector is it turned me into, I'm known as Mr. C, singing happy guy, and I turned into, I'm gonna kill you. Not kill you, okay? That's always, but you were, if you harm any one of these children, then you will probably die. And I don't have a weapon. I will stop you, and I will probably not be in control of myself, because that's what fear can do. I protect. I'm like the sheepdog, right? So this whole thing in 7 seconds, and putting him out, and then he's kind of like coming to. I don't know what drug he was on, but he's realizing he did something wrong. So now I have to go instantly into a different level. I'm good at this. I go from monster to very rational, who I usually am, rational guy, trying to explain to him that, you came to the wrong business. I think what you're trying to do is go see them over there. And then you could see the regret in his face, and he becomes smaller and smaller. And he now doesn't have that bravado. He doesn't have that physicalness, which made my hair stand up. And he apologizes. And now he feels bad because he knew because I said crazy things about scaring my kids. When I shut that door, I said things that kids can't hear about getting too close to my kids. And it's not something I'm proud of, but there's no way to stop violence, potential violence, if you don't want to go to jail and I don't have weapons at the school. There's only a thing I can do is show my teeth. And it worked. So as he ventured off and I think he went and gave them hell. I feel bad because they're a good bunch of people, but he had a bone to pick. Now what I'm trying to tell you, that whole story is because I've seen really intense violence as a young person, sometimes brought upon me, but mostly I witnessed. It was something I was watching right near me, right in front of me. Sometimes, like I said, it was brought upon me and I had to defend myself, but this was mostly what I was witnessing. And so what I wanted mostly was to protect the kids from a memory that could harm them. And that's pretty porcelain. That's pretty fragile of me to say, but that's how sensitive I am. I didn't want them to go, remember when we were at Backbeat and the guy came in and thought I was going to kill us? No. That's not going to happen on my watch. It's not going to happen. It got close, and I learned a great lesson from that day. I was probably only open maybe 16 months, maybe 12 months when that happened. So the door was always locked after that. I just had it propped open, I think, for air. Now, that's just a little, tons of experiences, but that little experience through the eyes of a child at 10 years old is enough